Tired of Sora? This video is for you. Sora, as we know, is a menace to society, but in this game, I'll be showing you how one of the most troll picks in rank can be used to counter Sora. This video will feature Yin's micro mechanics, macro targeting, and everything in between for you to take a page out of and counter this absolute monstrosity of a hero. It's not every day I troll, so do leave a like and sub if you enjoy. Let's go. So really quickly right now, we'll be going on to the Yin build. For the boots, you want to go tough boots as well as flame retribution. This actually allows you to have more CC resistance as well as dish out more burst damage inside your ult. Next, you have his core item, which is Hunter Strike. This just allows him to cast his skills and catch up to his enemies so much faster, especially with his enhanced basic attack from his skill 1. Then we have BOD, which gives him a boost, a crazy boost in terms of damage, and I don't think this needs any further explanation. We have Endless Battle that works surprisingly well with him because once you cast the skill 1, your next basic attack counts as EBA and does trigger the additional true damage that Endless Battle procs. Then you have Malefic Roar, which is for armor penetration, and then you have Immortality. Of course, Emo can be swapped out for Winter Crown if you need more survivability when channeling your S1 inside your ult form. Rose Gold Meteor if you want more hybrid defense because he is a fighter, or you can even go something like Queen's Wings for more outplay potential, but typically in your ult form you won't lose anyways. Now moving on to his emblems, you want Assassin Emblem for the adaptive penetration, adaptive attack as well as extra movement speed. You want Thrill for the extra attack. You want Season Hunter because you're playing him as a jungler, and I'm taking Quantum Charge because just for the extra mobility around the map while jungling as well as some HP regen. Of course, Battle Spell will be Retribution, there's no debate here, and with his build and emblems out of the way, let's get into the game itself. Okay, so we'll be jumping straight into the game here. As you can see, we are playing Yin against the Sora. That's right guys, we are playing the Yin here. And I know at this point in time, you're probably still confused as to why we're picking the Yin, but we'll settle all of that and clear all your doubts really soon. But just before we begin, we'd like to give a quick little disclaimer here. Because I don't want any 9-year-old kid to be watching this video and then hopping into a ranked game with Yin and then complaining under my comment section. Oh Drarek, you big fat liar. I fed 010 and my teammates call me Dark System. Why would you lie to us? No. No. Okay? Just no. Okay, so before we begin, I do want to emphasize that by publishing this video, this by no means mean that Yin is a great hero. In fact, he is a horrible hero, one of the worst heroes in the game right now, because he's just so one-dimensional. His kit does like that one thing and he isn't even like supposedly crazy good at it, okay? However, I just want to highlight my thought process behind picking Yin into Sora in this video, and how you can take some learning points out of this and adapt it into your own gameplay. So you kind of have to pick and choose with this game here and this video. You can't really take it as a template to copy and paste just because Yin is a meta hero, right? So always with these off meta heroes, I'm a bit scared to be talking about these because I don't want people to get a wrong idea. But with that out of the way, hopefully you can appreciate the video a bit better, and let's go on to the actual video commentary itself. So you can realize that we are also featuring a post-game analysis instead of a live commentary because I really didn't expect this to work out as well as it went. But since we're here, we can really see the upsides of this Yin, right? We're not just targeting the Sora, we're going onto the Hayabusa as well. We're going into anyone, not say anyone we see, but anyone that we see and poses a threat to us or we are confident in killing, right? So now that the game's a bit more tame, right, before we get to the crazy stuff later from mid to late game, right, where I'll truly give you the time to appreciate this Yin gameplay for itself. Ex-Yin main here, by the way, please don't shame me. But anyways, I just want to emphasize my thought process of my Yin pick into this Sora. As we all know, Sora is a menace. He is disgusting to play against, and there is only about one great way to counter this flying cloud menace right now, okay? The only way that pros and people in rank have been experimenting with is pick off. You basically wanna take him out of the team fight and burst him down before he even gets his chance to use his Thunder form to assassinate your backline, or his Torrent form to basically drag and like disrupt your entire team's formation, right? You do this using like a Kalea, you do this something with a Franco, maybe even a Kaja, something that can basically CC this Sora for a prolonged period of time for you to give you for you to have sufficient time to of course burst this hero down. However, I was thinking in the draft, right, because I didn't get to record the draft for this game because it was quite last minute, as you can see, but almost all the meta assassins have been banned out, and we can see that they took the Haya, right? I actually had the choice to take the Haya, but I decided to experiment the Yin solely because of one reason, okay? Yin, his only purpose, alright, is his ult. And his ult basically eliminates the fight to a 1v1. As you can know, okay, not here. But his ult basically makes everything a fair fight. Well, not very fair, because you get crazy buffs in your ult, right? And so I was thinking, instead of picking him off in a team fight where you may still potentially lose, and this is of course solo rank, right? You can't depend on your teammates. What if I play Rome and I catch the Sora, I get a crazy pick off on him and my teammates just don't do anything, right? And furthermore, if I'm playing jungle, like who do I have that can do that? Barats? Kaja jungle? It's all not very feasible. So I thought about it another way, right? I thought about it of like, what if I can isolate this Sora instead? Also, very nice turtle still incoming from us. A bit of a KS as well, but you can see. But back to what I was talking about the Yin, right? If I can kidnap this Sora and I just target this Sora the entire game, as you can see here, this ult wasn't necessary, but I was just so paranoid about the Sora, right? If I just keep doing this to the Sora, he, number one, won't get to join the fight, and number two, I don't lose out on anything. Because the Yin now works in such a way where if you have a correct jungling pattern, and you have a decent farming speed, you have decent items to catch up with your damage and your outscaling, you can almost win every single fight. I'm not just talking about the Sora, but I think if you win a Sora in your ultimate, it already says a lot. I think the buffs that your ultimate provides to you is greater than the stat boost that Sora gets from transforming. So that's kind of my basis, because I kind of want to match like a morph hero with a morph hero, but at the same time isolating him in an area where I'm almost guaranteed to win. So you can see that throughout, like, the first 8 minutes of this game, it's just been 8 minutes, and this Sora is suffering 3 deaths, and most of it were from our ganks, right? We got 1 kill at the turtle, 1 kill at top lane, I forgot where the other kill came from, but we are just targeting this Sora down and not allowing him to play the game, right? And here we kidnap him again. We can see that he already used the Thunder form. His forms are another thing, by the way, because his ult is what makes him really powerful. Speaking of the stat boost, you can see how we walked up to him with his ult, because we know that our damage in our ult, in our domain, in our dimension, whatever you want to call it, in our real thing is stronger than him, okay? So when you play Yin, you gotta be confident, but you also have to be cautious, okay? You have to be calculative in a sense where you know which fights you can take, and you know which fights you can take, but you can choose not to take, just to maybe get a better opportunity to finish off a more, well, feasible target, right? A more important target. Okay, so we are talking about the Sora forms, and the Sora ult changing into a different forms is actually what makes this character so annoying, right? You can see here we target him again, and even if we don't kill him, right, we nullify the threat for 8 seconds, okay? Yin out lasts for 8 seconds, and if I can nullify this Sora for those 8 seconds, my team can already shine outside of the fight, right? Because I don't even have to win. Winning is a bonus, but at this stage, I'm almost guaranteed to win every 1v1 in the fight, right? Like, even if I don't win, there's no way I die inside my domain, because I'm so ahead with 9 kills and so much farm, right? But even if I do not win, even if they escape with about a third or like a sliver of HP even, they are too low to even do anything. You see right here, we out him again, and his threat immediately gets nullified. He gets into an even playing ground. We dodge away from his S1 because we know it can charge us out, and we just simply take him down. It's just so unfair. Probably one of the most broken, if not the most broken hero in the game right now, taken down by a pick that no one uses and calls the worst or possibly the worst, maybe behind Owlers, but at least Owlers is getting a revamp, the worst hero in Mobile Legends in 2026. Okay? So, by outing the Sora, you achieve one of two things. You can, number one, like I said, nullify his threat. Number two, you can win him. So, the fact that you can isolate him from the team for such a prolonged period of time is just something great to have. And now that we've talked a lot about the basis on why we chose this hero, we can talk a bit more about Yin gameplay, especially in this circumstance. We'll see that we don't panic with our ult. We take it step by step because we are confident that we can kill the other guy with just our skill 1 and EBA, right? Enhanced basic attack. And this guy has no issue as well, so we're just absolutely snowballing here, okay? The main thing with the Yin is that you have to snowball, and I think here we get caught out because we are a bit too greedy. Most of our deaths in this game were because we are a bit too greedy, and like I said, it's still something that me as well as majority of players playing this game right now, as either casual or competitive players, it's a trap that we fall into, right? We get ahead, literally and figuratively ahead of ourselves, and then we just end up subconsciously throwing the game, right? So we have to have that discipline, and it's especially so on these assassins. Like previously I mentioned the Joy, now I'm mentioning the Yin. So when we talk about Yin, there's a few tips that you can see in the game that I will highlight, and I think I showcase quite a bit. Number one was, like I said, don't be too panicky about your ult. Be patient, be calculative. If you can kill the guy using your basic attack, your enhanced basic attack, sorry, and your S1, go for it. Because your S1 has such a low cooldown when you actually hit a target, okay? And secondly, your ring. You see that your S2 leaves a ring, okay? You can see that ring that came out just now. That ring actually catches up to you when you dash. So you can actually control the location, or rather the direction of where the ring will land, as you can see, right? So it's actually really good if someone's trying to chase up to you, right? Because just now when I was talking about my basis behind the Yin pick into the Sora, I didn't really get to highlight like the tips and tricks, right? But now, like if you rewind the video a bit, you can see a few instances. One at the blue buff where I stunned the Gushen, one at the enemy red buff where I stunned the Haya. These minor micro interactions are what can change your gameplay, right? Because it's this kind of things that like about 80% to 90% of players don't realize, and it actually costs them the game, right? It causes them to lose these micro interactions just because they're not paying attention to what's going on. And as a jungler, Yin, you're even more so dictating the tempo. You can see that an S2 stun right away. We stun him, don't let him get the chance to ult, and afterwards we proceed to ult him back. It's a really good combo here. And I believe we evade here, and this is the part I want to highlight, alright? You can see that our whole team basically lost the fight here. It's basically a wipeout from our side, and it's a 2v1, right? Or rather 1v2. It's a 1v2 from our side to them. I wait in the bush, okay? Because I know my ult's back in a second. I wait for the Ixia, because I know she's gonna come over. I think I pre-used the S1 here. I pre-used the S1, I stunned the Ixia, boom! Damage done. Here the minnow cancel actually helped me because I managed to throw in more S1 and basic attacks instead of ulting him. If I ult him directly, I wouldn't be able to kill him. But another S2 to stun him. Haya tries to get onto us, and you can see that we throw out another S2 here, okay? Another S2. The S2 stun is so important because it gives you so much leeway to get away. And here we just BM the Sora a bit, we just dash out and stun him a third time, okay? So within that whole exchange, I believe I stunned number 1 the Ixia, number 2 the Gushen, followed by the Hayabusa, and last but not least, just as a bit of a BM, because ironically this video is about the most selfish way to counter the Sora, right? But we wiped out everyone but the Sora. So, and number 4, we stunned the Sora. So, these micro details on the Yin is so important, right? And although this isn't like a Yin showcase, it's more of a Yin countering Sora showcase, it can be applied to most matches, right? It can be applied to almost every single Yin game that you may play. I am not promoting the fact that you should play Yin. No, he is a horrible hero and needs a revamp right away. And see here that we go directly into the Sora, okay? We have no hesitation, we go straight for him. Not because we hate him, but it's because it's crucial to win this game. We eliminate him in our Winter Crown and pop off another S2. It is so good with the S2 guys. Sorry, the S1. The Winter Crown and the S1 is so good because the S1 continues channeling even though you use the Frozen, right? So I believe it's a pity that we don't end here. We wipe them out and I'm not really sure what our team is doing. I really thought we could end. But you can see that Sylvana is healing the base. Guys, look at Sylvana, guys. Wait, I really don't know what this is. It's like a bug. Do you not see that damage? Why is Sylvana not dealing damage to the tower? I do not understand. If anyone understands, please kindly let me know in the comment section below. If not, I will report to Moonton that it is a bug and needs to be fixed. Because it might have cost me a star, and this video won't even be produced. And if this video wasn't produced, then you Yin players probably won't be so happy. Okay. Anyways. So, you can see that the game is in the end game stage now, and just a quick little pointer, I probably will mention this already at the start of the game, but we can actually swap out Winter for the Queen's Wings here on the Yin, because it pairs well with his kit, right? It gives him more mobility, it gives him more damage, and it can be clutch in both forms, whether in normal form or out form. It can both be very clutch, right? Because sometimes you're able to use more S2s in your ult. You are able to use one more S2 just to close the distance and maybe catch them off guard a little. But often, you'll be winning so high in your domain that it won't even trigger the Queen's Wings passive anyway. I think here we go for maybe Sora. I think it is the Sora. Or we try and go for Haya. But back to the point of picking off the targets with Yin, right? The reason why this guy was even relevant back then was cause it was so Ube centric, right? Ube, you have one healer, you have a Florin, you have a Estes. So what you do? You isolate that healer. You take them out of the fight by picking Yin. Same concept here with Sora. You take out the most annoying and broken hero in the game, and he has no further impact onto the team for the next 8 seconds. Or maybe 30 seconds if you kill him. So that is my basis for picking this hero. As you can see, we are about to wrap up the game here. We have some diabolical stats. And you can see that we didn't really go for objectives. We only went with objectives after we wiped them. Because that's how you play the Yin, right? It's kind of like a Fanny. You kind of have to go for the kills. You kind of want to go for the wipeout first. You kind of want to have the early pressure and dominance over them before you go for any neutral objective taking, right? So we got Maniac this game and we targeted the Sora. I think he went like 10 deaths or something. It's a really good game, and yeah, we are MVP in the bag as well. So that's how you play Yin against the Sora and how you absolutely counter him. If you enjoyed the video, do remember to give a like and subscribe and comment down below what your favorite part of this video is. Remember, this is Jarek and I'm not just teaching you what works in ML, I'm teaching you why it works. See you next time.